Welcome back. Previously we have almost covered all the areas that comes under correlation. Let us discuss some of the miscellaneous cases and application that comes under the same category. In the course of discussion we will be discussing some additional points also. Question: calculate correlation coefficient from the following results. Directly values are variables given, n equal to 10, sigma x is given, sigma y is given, sigma y minus 15 raised to 2. In simple words it means sigma dy square, because we usually use y minus 15 or y minus me for dx. So instead of that they have given sigma y minus 15 raised to square. That means sigma dx dy. Next one, sigma x minus 10 into y minus 15 equal to 60. Simple words, it means sigma dx dy. So sometimes they may give like this, so don't get confused. And finally, sigma x minus 10 the whole square is just like this y case, sigma dx square is given. So you are asked to find correlation coefficient. Make sure you have all the variables. See, all the details given, we can assume that let y minus 15 is dy, x minus 10 is dx, because naturally we compute dx and dy likewise. So on the basis of the structure of details given, we can assume that see x minus 10 dx, y minus 15 dy. And let's find dx and dy. Because if you go through it, you can see that n sigma x, sigma y, sigma dx square, sigma dy square, sigma dx dy is given. No information about dx and dy. So you need to find sigma dx and dy. And remember, there is a note regarding correlation. Whenever sigma any number is given, it means n into 10. Usually this note is applicable in application level cases like this. See, sigma 10 means sigma is represented by n in that case, particular case. Sigma n 10 means n into 10. So here in case n is 10, so 10 into 10. Remember like that. So come to the part. We are going to find sigma dx and dy. Here sigma dx, we already assumed that dx be x minus 10. Okay. So sigma dx will be sigma x minus 10. That is the difference. See, we assume that x minus 10 is dx. So sigma dx is sigma into x minus 10. So naturally you just open the brackets. Sigma into x, it will be sigma x, minus sigma into 10, it will be sigma 10, equal sigma x minus, see, sigma 10. We have just mentioned that note. Whenever there is a sigma with number, just multiply the value of n with that particular number. Here sigma 10 means sigma means n, 10 into 10, it will be 100. And sigma s is already given in the question. See, sigma x is 140. So 140 minus 10 into 10, 100, you got 40. 40 means sigma dx. It's an application level question. Just try to understand the steps. Likewise, you need to find sigma dy. Same case, sigma dy is, we can say that sigma, already we assume that dy is y minus 15. So sigma dy means sigma into y minus 15. Just open the bracket, sigma y minus sigma 15. Sigma y is already given 150. See, 150 minus sigma 15 means sigma means n. 10 into 15, you will be 150. So here it is 0, because 150 minus 150, it will be 0. So we have found dx, sigma dy, and all other variables is given in the question. So just directly substitute all these details in the equation. And regarding here, sigma x minus 10 and y minus 15 equal to 60. it is naturally we can understand that it will be sigma dx and dy. So it is written dx dy 60. You need not have to do any other further computation. And regarding dx square, it can be easily understood. See, sigma into y minus 15 whole square. Here y minus 15 is dy. So sigma y minus 15 the whole square will be dy square. So sigma dy square is 215 and sigma dx square is see 180. So just substitute directly in the equation. We all know the equation. I hope you know the equation as well as you are familiar with the substitution and mathematical part. So we are not going further into that case. Just substitute all these values in the equation, and by doing the basic mathematical operation you will get the answer 0.91. So this is a type of computational correlation, and just go through this application level case. You might have to come across this type of questions. Next one, let us go to the next part. Next question. A computer, while calculating correlation coefficient between two variables x and y from 25 pairs of observations, obtained the following results. N is 25, it is already given. Sigma x is 125, sigma x square is 650, sigma y is 100, sigma y square is 460, sigma xy is 508. It was however discovered at the time of checking that two pairs of observations were not correctly copied. Okay, in this case, see, all the details are given, but there is some issues. See, it was discovered that two pairs of observations was not correctly copied. Two pairs means 4 items that were taken as 6 and 14 and 8 and 6, while the correct values were 8 and 12 and 6 and 8. So in the x and y values were 6 and 14 and 8 and 6. They have wrongly taken these set of values instead of these. Prove the correct value of correlation coefficient should be 2 by 3. So you are asked to find whether it is 2 by 3 or not. So first of all, you need to identify what are the details given in the question and what is the wrong values and what are the right values. So first of all, let us identify what are the right values and what are the wrong values. Here it is said that, however, at the time of checking, two pairs of observations were not correctly copied. Two pairs of means this one or might be this one. Let's see whether which one is correct. They were taken as 6 and 14, 6 and 14, 8 and 6, 6 and 14, 8 and 6. See, they were taken 6 and 14, 8 and 6, while the correct values were these two. See, they have taken 6 and 14 for x and y, one pair. Here it is said that they have made two pairs of observations were wrongly selected. So 6 and 14 one pair, 8 and 6 one pair. These were the wrong values. See, they were taken as 6 and 14, 8 and 6, while the correct values were 8, 12 and 6 and 8. See, instead of 8, 12 and 6 and 8, they have taken these two values. So you need to correct it. That is the concept of the question. So first of all, identify which set is wrong and which set is right. See, this set is wrong, this set is right. So you have to do the necessary arrangements in each of these cases, because here this sigma x square, y square and xy is based on these x and y values. So you need to make the corrections accordingly. So let us begin with each case. In the case 25, it will be correct, and regarding sigma x is 125. This 125 is computed on the base of wrong value. So you need to recoup the values by adjusting this wrong. At the same time, you need to correct with the actual values. So regarding sigma x, how you got sigma x? You just take the total of all the values in the x. So sigma x equal to 125. So correct sigma x can be computed by, see, 125 is obtained by adding all the values of x. So if you go through it, you can see that here 6 and 8 were wrong values, 8 and 6 were right values. So if you deduct these wrong values and if you add back these correct values, you will get the correct answer. Since here the 6 and 8 and 8 and 6 are identical, your total value will be 125. So it doesn't have an issue. Next one, sigma y. So here in the question it is said that sigma y is 100. 100 is obtained by adding all the variables in y. And here it is said that in y we have wrongly taken 14 and 6 instead of 12 and 8. Same case, just deduct 14 and 6 from 100 and add back 12 and 8. See, 100 minus 14 and 6, they are added together and deducted from 100 and add back 12 and 8, you got 100. You can see that there, even though these numbers differ, the total values remains the same. 14 plus 6, 20. 12 plus 8, 20. So that's why here total doesn't have an effect. Next one, sigma x square. Here sigma x square is 650. Sigma x square is obtained by the total of the square of all the variables in the x. So you need to deduct the values of x and you need to add back the values of x. So sigma x square is 650 minus, it is obtained by adding together all the values of x. Here it is said that the 6 and 8 were wrong values, so you need to take the squares of the 6 and 8 and deduct from 650, because here it is sigma x square. It is obtained by taking the total of the squares of the variables of x. So once you add back the wrong values, once you deduct the wrong values, you need to add back the correct values. See, here it is 6 and 8 in case of x, here it is 8 and 6 in case of x also. So the total doesn't have much effect. Next one, sigma y square. Here it is 460. It is obtained by taking the sum of the squares of the variables of y. So 460 minus, see, in the y it is 40 and 6. So take their square and deduct from 460, and here it is 12 and 8, take the square and add back to 460. So here it is 436. There is a difference in the total because here we are taking the squares. After taking the squares only you are taking the sum. So there will be quite naturally there will be a difference. And finally sigma xy. Xy is obtained by multiplying x and y. So in the question it is said that sigma xy is for 508. So from 508 you need to deduct wrong values. It is obtained by multiplying x and y. See, here the wrong values are x 6 into 14 plus 8 into 6. So if you deduct these values from 508 and add back this set of values, you will get the correct values. See, 8 into 12 plus 6 into 8, you will get the correct total. So once you found out all the correct values of each of the individual variables, just substitute these details in the same equation. The equation is correct value of r is n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y divided by root of n sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square into root of n sigma y square minus sigma y the whole square. So once you make the necessary alterations in each individual values, then substitute the correct values which you have obtained on the basis of your computations. So by substituting that, I hope you know how to make the necessary substitution in the equation. By using the basic mathematical operation, you will get the answer 0.67. 0.67 is obtained by dividing 2 by 3. See, here in the question it was asked to prove whether the correct value correlation should be 2 by 3. So it will be correct because 0.67 is obtained by dividing 2 by 3. So the answer will be correct. Here the answers are correct because see, if here the wrong numbers and the right number, if you take the total, it will be the same. That's why here almost the values are similar, just as minor computation changes in these situations. So just go through these cases. We will discuss about the further cases in the next session.